Ladies and gentlemen, football fans around the world, buckle up because what I'm about to share with you right now is nothing short of explosive. This is breaking news that has just dropped and it's shaking the very foundation of the NFL rumor mill. Breece Hall, the dynamic, game-changing running back, might be heading to Dallas. Yes, you heard that right. Breece Hall, the electrifying, hard-hitting back known for his speed, vision, and power, could be joining the Dallas Cowboys, and if that happens, it would send shockwaves through the league. Now, before we dive into all the juicy details, let me say this news is urgent, this news is fresh, and it's got every fan and analyst buzzing like crazy. The rumors started brewing some time ago when whispers about a potential blockbuster trade began circulating, but today it feels like the volume on those whispers has cranked all the way up to 11. The Dallas Cowboys, known for their strategic moves and high-stakes gambles, have always been a team looking for that explosive edge, that X-factor player who can turn the tide of a game in a single play, and Breece Hall fits that mold perfectly. Imagine the Cowboys' offense with Dak Prescott orchestrating the plays, CeeDee Lamb catching those pinpoint passes, and then adding Hall's blend of speed and power running through the holes, breaking tackles, and making defenders look silly on the highlight reels. It's a tantalizing prospect, and it's enough to make any Cowboys fan drool. But let's not get ahead of ourselves just yet. Despite the hype, there's been no official confirmation from the Dallas Cowboys organization or the New York Jets, who currently hold Hall's contract. The Jets have been pretty clear in their communications that Hall is still very much part of their future plans. However, the mere fact that these rumors have legs, that they keep popping up in conversations among insiders, journalists, and fans, tells us something important. Breece Hall's value is sky high, and his potential impact is too significant to ignore. The Jets have been under scrutiny themselves, their offense hasn't been firing on all cylinders, and Hall's role has fluctuated due to injuries and team dynamics. This has naturally led to questions about whether the Jets would entertain offers that could bring back valuable draft capital or other assets. On the other side, the Cowboys have been making strategic moves to bolster their roster. While they haven't made the headlines with flashy trades lately, they have quietly strengthened key positions, extended contracts for crucial players, and reshaped their defensive front. But the running back position is an area where Dallas has felt the need for improvement. Ezekiel Elliott's time as the bell cow back is behind him, and while Tony Pollard has stepped up admirably, many feel the Cowboys could use a running back who brings a different dimension. A player like Breece Hall, who combines breakaway speed, power running, and the ability to catch passes out of the backfield with finesse. Let's talk about Hall's style of play for a moment. When healthy, he is one of the most dynamic backs in the league. His ability to accelerate quickly, read blocks, and avoid tackles makes him a threat every time he touches the ball. In his rookie season, Hall showed flashes of brilliance that had fans and analysts projecting him as a future star. Unfortunately, injuries hampered his progress, but this past season, he has been working hard to prove that he is back at full strength and ready to dominate. This is where the narrative becomes even more compelling. The Cowboys, known for their high expectations and commitment to winning now, could see Hall as the perfect piece to push their offense to the next level. The idea of acquiring a young, hungry running back with something to prove fits perfectly with the Cowboys' mentality. Of course, this kind of move wouldn't come cheap. Any trade for Breece Hall would likely involve significant draft capital and possibly other players, which makes it a high-risk, high-reward situation. Dallas would have to weigh the cost against the immediate impact Hall could provide. Would the Cowboys be willing to mortgage future assets for a player who could be a game-changer right now? And for the Jets, is the prospect of adding draft picks or other players more valuable than holding on to Hall as they build their roster around other stars? These are the tough questions being debated in the backrooms of team management and across social media platforms. And speaking of social media, the fan reaction to this rumor has been wild. Cowboys fans have flooded Twitter and Instagram with posts about how Hall could be the spark their offense needs, while Jets fans are understandably protective of their young star and skeptical of any trade rumors. Some fans have even started hypothetical discussions about how the Cowboys' offense would operate with Hall in the backfield alongside their talented wide receivers and tight ends. The possibilities seem endless, and the excitement is palpable. However, it's important to remember that the NFL is a business, and while fans dream about dream trades, the reality involves negotiations, salary cap considerations, and long-term strategy. Breece Hall is currently in a contract year, which adds another layer to this story. If the Cowboys were to acquire him, they would not only need to make a trade but also work out a contract extension to keep him in Dallas beyond this season. That could be a significant financial commitment, especially considering Dallas' investments in other key players and the need to balance the roster under the salary cap. It's a delicate balancing act that every team faces, and it's what makes these blockbuster rumors so fascinating. Are the Cowboys ready to make that commitment? Do they believe Hall is worth the investment? Or is this just another exciting rumor that will fizzle out as the season progresses? For now, the answer remains unclear, but the conversation is definitely heating up. Let's also consider the impact this could have on the Cowboys' current roster. Tony Pollard has been a reliable and explosive back, and the addition of Hall could either create a formidable 1-2 punch or raise questions about how the team would manage their playing time and roles. Would Pollard be moved to a different position or potentially traded? How would Dak Prescott adjust to having two star backs in the backfield? These are fascinating tactical questions that coaches and front office executives would need to answer. It also speaks to the culture of the team. Bringing in a high-profile player like Hall would signal that the Cowboys are serious about contending for a championship immediately. It's a bold statement and one that could energize the fanbase and the locker room alike. Of course, with all these scenarios swirling around, it's natural to ask, what does Breece Hall himself think? From what we've seen in interviews and reports, Hall is laser-focused on his performance and proving his worth on the field. He has expressed a desire to be a key contributor and a leader for whichever team he plays on. Whether that ends up being the Jets or the Cowboys, or somewhere else, his priority is to put up numbers that make a difference. Players like Hall don't usually get caught up in trade rumors publicly. They focus on their craft, and that's exactly what he's doing. So, while we wait for any official announcements, it's safe to say that Hall's mindset is all about preparation and performance. Now, what about the timeline? If this trade were to happen, when could we expect it? Mid-season trades in the NFL are rare but not unheard of, especially if teams identify a glaring need or opportunity. The Cowboys have a history of making moves during the season if it means improving their chances to win. Alternatively, this could be a storyline that develops during the offseason or leading up to the draft, where teams shuffle pieces and position themselves for the future. Whatever the timeline, one thing is clear: the buzz around Breece Hall and the Cowboys is not going away anytime soon. It's a story that will continue to capture headlines, spark debates, and fuel fan speculation. So, what does this mean for the broader NFL landscape? If the Cowboys land Hall, they instantly become one of the most dangerous offensive teams in the league, capable of dominating on the ground and through the air. Opposing defenses would have to account for Hall's speed and versatility, potentially opening up more opportunities for Prescott and the receiving corps. On the flip side, the Jets would have to rebuild their backfield and retool their offensive strategy, relying on new talent or draft picks acquired in the trade. It's a classic NFL ripple effect where one move can change the dynamic for multiple teams. To wrap this up, while the news about Breece Hall possibly joining the Dallas Cowboys is still unconfirmed and surrounded by rumor, the excitement and possibilities are undeniable. For Cowboys fans, it's a tantalizing glimpse of what could be a game-breaking running back adding firepower to an already talented offense. For Jets fans, it's a reminder of the challenges and tough decisions that come with managing a team in a competitive league. And for NFL fans in general, it's another chapter in the ongoing drama and intrigue that makes football so compelling. So, as we wait for the next update, I want to know what you think. Would you trade big assets for Breece Hall? How do you think he fits with the Cowboys? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit that like button if you're excited about this news, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any breaking updates as this story unfolds. This is your front row seat to all the drama, the trades, the wins, and the heartbreaks of the NFL. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video with more urgent, bombastic, and jaw-dropping football news. Stay tuned, stay hyped, and as always, go Cowboys!